Hey guys, it's William. I hope you're doing fabulous. Today we are going to make one of my grown-up cakes, as I like to call it, since the flavors are going to be super grown-up style, since we're going to make a super dark chocolate cake with poached pears, and we are going to also make an amazing ginger caramel to go along with this gorgeous cake. Everything will sing together and it will be delicious and super intense in flavor, so let's get right into it. Alright, so first of all we need to poach the pears, and we are going to make a poaching liquid out of water, which I'm going to infuse with a lot of ginger. I'm first of all going to use some fresh ginger here that I'm just going to, of course, peel and then cut into large pieces. And then I'm going to also add some ground ginger to intensify the flavors. And finally, I will also add some runny honey and of course some water. This is boiling water, and I'm just going to put everything on the stove and let it bubble up for about 5 minutes. In the meantime, let's take care of our pears, and I'm going to peel my pears and then I will cut them just in half. That's it, not more, not less. And then I will add them to the poaching liquid and let them cook for about 5 to 10 minutes or until they start to get a bit softer. After 10 minutes, my pears are looking fabulous and already super tender and soft. Exactly what we want, but they still have their shape, of course. So I'm going to fish them out and put them in another pan, and then I will just cover them with the remaining liquid. And I'm going to let this cool completely, so it will take around an hour or so at room temperature, and then we can move on with the chocolate cake recipe. While the pears are cooling down, it is time to take care of the chocolate cake recipe, and it couldn't be easier. And actually this is a gluten-free chocolate cake, so even better. And now I'm just going to melt together some butter with some dark baking chocolate. This is 70% cocoa minimum because we want that super rich and dark flavor. And I'm just going to put this in the microwave, but you can definitely use a water bath if you prefer and do not want to burn your chocolate. Otherwise, just don't forget to mix it every 30 seconds if you use the microwave option. Once everything is melted, it is time to add some sugar, of course, to balance out the bitterness from the chocolate. And then I will just add my eggs, and I'm going to add 4 large eggs in this recipe, and I'm going to add them 2 at a time. Already fabulous, but I'm going to turn the volume up with some salt and some vanilla extract. I always add some salt when it comes to baking chocolate. And then I will also add some cocoa powder that I'm going to sift just to make sure that we don't have any lumps. And also the cocoa powder will add another layer of delicious chocolate flavor. Once everything is mixed and the consistency just looks amazing, as you can see, it is time to take care of our pan, and I'm using a larger pan than usual. This is 25 centimeters, so around 9.8 inches, and I actually buttered my pan and lined it with some parchment paper, and I'm going to butter it again just to add a bit more richness, and then I will also sprinkle some ground ginger. This will also go into our pears that we're going to put on top, cut side down. All of my pears are in my pan, so now it is time to pour this gorgeous chocolate cake batter on top of them. And as you can see, you will have just enough to cover your pears, so you have the right combination of flavors and texture as well. And then we can bake our beautiful cake in our preheated oven at 190 degrees Celsius, which is 375 in Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake this cake for about 25 to 30 minutes, or until it looks like it's baked, of course, but still a bit melted and chewy on the inside. It's exactly what we want. Do not overbake the cake, otherwise it will just be super tough since we didn't add any flour or baking agents. I promised you a ginger caramel in the beginning of this video, and we are going to make it now since our cake is actually baking. And we are going to use the syrup that we made when we poached our pears. And basically I'm going to cook it down a bit more, so I'm just going to put it back in a pot on my stove and let it cook for a few minutes. And I will also remove the fresh ginger pieces, and then I will add some sugar and let everything cook together for about 10 minutes. It will take a bit more time since you want it to evaporate, but just be calm and patient. Your caramel will arrive around 10 minutes later. Once we have a gorgeous caramel texture and color, we are going to add a bit more butter just to create that rich caramelly taste and texture. It will just look fabulous, and I'm just going to cook it a bit more, and then when it's good and ready, about 5 minutes later, I'm going to add some vanilla extract and a little more salt to our caramel off the heat, and then I'm just going to let it cool completely in a nice container. Time to serve this beautiful cake, and my preference here is to eat it cold. So I give it about 2 hours in the fridge minimum, but you can definitely eat it warm when it's out. It will just be a bit more melty and super chewy and falling apart basically. And I really suggest adding that nice caramel sauce. It will just bring everything to another level. And there you go, that's how you make my gorgeous dark chocolate and pear cake. You can definitely omit the ginger if you do not like it and add, for example, some cinnamon. It will also be gorgeous with the chocolate flavors, but you can also keep it super simple with just the vanilla extract. Anyway, you can do whatever you want in your kitchen, and you can find the entire list of ingredients in the description box down below this video, so right underneath this video if you want to recreate this recipe. And if you do so, please send me a picture of your recreation on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram. As you know, I do prefer Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like and a little comment if you want to chat. I'll be very happy to respond, and I'll see you super soon for another amazing recipe. Bye!